guys, it's Lauren. Thanks so much for watching today. Wanted to walk you through kind of what I do as a working or person in the workforce to dress for success, and just a couple of tips for different scenarios at work, and also for kind of everyday tips. So first and foremost, I want to talk about being professional. I feel like these days, especially with the younger generation, professionalism is kind of out the window. I think that so many people these days are like, you know what, this is what I wore to my classes in college, so this is what I'm going to wear on casual Friday. Doesn't work that way. You want to be, if anything, more professional than the next person. So here are some tips to kind of get a little bit more professional and stay comfortable at the same time. So in the normal day-to-day work day, there's certain things that, you get tired, you get hungry if you're at your desk all the time. If you're in sales and you're in and out, maybe you need a coat, maybe you need certain things. So first of all, remember to be professional. And there are certain no's that I think we can all agree probably are a good thing to stay away from and dress for the workplace. The first no is going to be tights. Please don't wear tights. Please don't wear leggings. I mean, some people can get away with it maybe on a casual Friday if they wear a top that's really, really long, almost like a dress top. But think of it this way. If you have a boss, if you would feel comfortable with them saying that's inappropriate for us to see in the workplace, then I guess you can wear them. But if you would not feel comfortable with that conversation, I would leave the tights and the leggings at home. It draws people's eyes to an area that is not very flattering on a woman, whether it's this area or it's your legs, or it's just not the most flattering part about you. And you don't want to kind of give it all away at work. You want to dress, with some weight to your clothes and be a little bit more conservative. The other no is going to be cleavage. I know that sometimes that's not that big of a deal in the day-to-day or if you're going out, but it's just not appropriate at work. And really you have to think of it in two different ways. Women are going to be offended by that, and men are going to be offended by that, or are going to take you completely the wrong way, and you're going to be giving them a message that you don't want to send. So no cleavage. Also, I would say dress to your audience, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in a presentation or a meeting. But if you're in an office all day, hopefully you're going to be up for a promotion, or you're going to be up for, a leadership role or something like that. So if your audience is your boss at work or your colleagues, dress appropriately. Dress as someone who's going to be in that next role, someone that they can see, taking on more responsibility in a more mature atmosphere. If you're hanging out in sweats all day and in casual Friday wearing t-shirts and jeans, maybe they think, you know what, someone like that, I don't know, they're just giving off the impression that maybe they're not ready to take on more responsibility. So think about that. I go to a lot of meetings. Some of you might not, but still you might go to meetings within your internal office or organization. I keep a drawer or a little baggie of Tide to Go pen, which is a great thing. And I'll put links over here somewhere, but Tide to Go pen, just in case, what if you have spaghetti for lunch and you get something on your white button-down shirt? I mean, that's going to be so inappropriate for the rest of the workday, and you don't really have clothes to change into. So definitely Tide to Go pen. I use tan towel, which I think is amazing. And you guys, some of you may not like fake tanner. I'll put a link again to all these products, but tan towel it doesn't smell as much as like tanning lotion. And sometimes if I'm like in a blouse and a skirt or something and I just book a meeting, I'll just rub a tan towel on so that I don't look so ashy and pasty or on my arms or something like that. It just makes me feel more confident. And it's all about making you feel more confident and more professional. Definitely don't use any kind of tanner that's going to smell really bad though, because then people are going to be like, whoa, you just jumped out of a tanning bed, and that's kind of weird. But tan towel is a good one. Also, Saint Tropez bronzing foam. It's a kind of temporary bronzer. That way, if you're not a big fan of a full-on spray tan look, then, you can just go with that. I put that on my face. I put it on my arms, my whole body. So, that lotion, again, like I said, if it's cold and you have a skirt on, it doesn't look good to have, ashy skin. I would will lotion, but not a lotion that has a crazy strong smell, because that's going to turn people off as well. Something just kind of mild that, will just make your skin look a little refreshed. Also, and maybe this sounds gross, but at work, I carry DO for the BO. My friend used to say, like, sometimes when you're in pressure situations, you are going to sweat. So yeah, you can put it on in the morning, but I would either carry deodorant or like body spray, like a Victoria's Secret mist of body spray, just because, you know, sometimes you are under a lot of pressure and you don't want to give off the wrong impression or the wrong smell, which sounds really gross, but I mean, you should be prepared. So yeah, those kind of things. I actually keep my whitening trays and my teeth whitener in my drawer at work, and maybe that sounds gross, but if I'm gonna spend like an hour on the computer checking emails, like I can whiten my teeth right there and then go brush them in the bathroom. So that's just me. I like to get things done when I have time, and sometimes it's not always at home, you know, alone. So I kind of carry that little workday emergency kit just in case the meeting or something comes up. You can feel confident and you can feel refreshed. The other thing is whether you're just going through a normal workday or you are giving a presentation or going to a meeting or something like that, you definitely want to be comfortable. You're going to give off the wrong impression if you're not comfortable. So think about that, you know, as far as shoes. I have a pair of shoes that I keep at my office when I want to run downstairs and get something to eat. But say I ran into a client while I was downstairs, I don't want to be in tennis shoes and I don't want to be in flip-flops and looking unprofessional. So I would get a pair of flats. Let me see. Like for instance, I have a pair of these Tory Burch flats, and they're just gold, you know, just kind of, I don't know if you guys can see, but just basic. So I'll just wear them whenever, you know, if I have a suit on or anything like that. They don't have to be Tory Burch, just anything that looks professional and that's, you know, more comfortable so that you can stay comfortable. You don't have to walk around in your heels like looking silly, because that doesn't give off a good impression either. So definitely be comfortable when you can, but make sure that it's professional. Another thing is, a lot of people I know say they get really cold at work, or you know, maybe you're in and out of your car. A really good option is to find a comfortable cover up that looks okay. And a really good thing to use is something like this. This is from Wilfred. I'll put a link, but you can get it at Aritzia. I think you can also get it on the Wilfred site, but it's got a single breast kind of fold here. The fabric is very, let me scoot up, see if you guys can see, but the fabric is very work appropriate. And there's no button. It's very comfortable. It's very stretchy as well. And it kind of drops down in the back below. It's a lower cut than the front. So it's going to cover your bottom too, which is definitely, you want that if you're walking around, you know, at work. This is something that's light, it's airy, you can see how it swings, but it kind of looks like a suit jacket. It's a really good option. So that Wilfred cover up is going to be something that it retails for about $110. So if you're looking for a cheaper option, this longer suit jacket, I got it at Forever 21. Again, it's single breasted, it's a different fabric, it's kind of stretchy. It's more casual, but it looks nice. So I wear this a lot too if I'm just cold at the office. Or I just keep it in my car sometimes if I know I might be running out to a meeting and I need a quick suit jacket. So this is a good option. Casual Friday, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think that that's like super casual, but I think that you should kind of dress it up. So a couple things that I use is, first of all, these are Hudson, and I'll show you the back, but they've got, they're a trouser jean, so they're a longer pant, and they look more like a work slack. So I like wearing these. I think that's a better option. They're dark. So they've got a wash on them and they're so casual, but I can wear them with a heel. I have to wear them with a heel. They're like very long. But I wear them with a heel. And so if somebody calls on a Friday and says like, hey, can you meet for lunch? I don't want to be like, oh, I could, but I'm wearing ripped jeans and maybe we should reschedule. So this is a good option too. It's so comfortable. They're stretchy. They're a good jean. Another kind of casual top, and I got this at, it's called M & Lee here in Houston. I think you can get it online. It's M & Lee or, Willa, I think, boutique. I'll see if I can put it on over the sweater, but it's just a casual kind of cover up, but it looks really professional. I wore it with jeans just the other day. It's gonna look crazy with this, but I like that it's got like the chic collar hood that goes all the way around, and then it wraps really tight. And I have a sweatshirt on, so it looks crazy, but it wraps really tight to your body. And then there you go. It's just really cute to have, you know, wear with jeans or whatever. And it's so casual and comfy and stretchy. I wear it with slacks too, but it's just a dressier way to do Casual Friday. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a different work scenario, and that's going to like a trade show or an expo. And there's a couple things that you want to keep in mind. I just went to one last week. It was freezing cold. So you want to be prepared because you're going to be in and out of there. But you're usually not close to your office. Sometimes you're in a different city. that's far away from your or the convention center is far away from your hotel. So you want to be prepared. So the first thing you want to do is you want to dress for the weather, definitely. But you want to keep in mind that when you go to an expo or a trade show or something like that, you don't want to be carrying a lot of things. You want to give your business card out. You want to meet people. You want to shake hands. So it's typically not great to wear like a huge coat or something that you would have to take off and hold in your hand. It's also not great. Now I'll give you an example. What I did instead, where is it here? Oh yeah, I wore like this kind of tweed jacket. This is actually from Target. It's that Mossimo brand. And it's just nice. It's a single breast. It's kind of like a little tuxedo pocket, but it's tweed. And if you can see, I'll bring it closer. It's very warm because it's that tweed. It's not very breathable. Now, the only other thing was that in the expo hall, it got very hot. But walking in and out from the hotel to the bar and that kind of thing, I was warm and I didn't have all this stuff that I had to carry. So that's a good option as well. Also, if you're going to an expo or something like that, think about your purse. I carry really big bags. In fact, here's my bag that I usually carry with all wholesome stuff in it and cups and sippies and iPad and everything. But this is really heavy. So if you're carrying this all around the expo, it's gonna weigh you down. It's gonna feel really heavy. You're gonna get really tired really fast. So the other thing is, think about that. I mean, maybe you can just put your credit cards and your ID or whatever you need for the expo in your iPhone case, or maybe you can just carry it in your back pocket. Also at expos, you tend to get a bag to keep kind of marketing materials in and stuff like that. So just think about that. If you're gonna be carrying that around, especially if it's the first day and you haven't had time to bring it back, you don't want to have to be carrying around 2 or 3 bags. So keep that in mind. Also, think about your shoes. The guys were talking about how their feet hurt so bad, and we were like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. It's not that big of a deal. We're usually wearing like 6-inch heels. So here's what I would recommend. If you're wearing like suit pants or something like that, because I agree. I think women need to be in a heel, especially when you're putting your best foot forward and you're meeting people. Clothes hang differently, pants hang differently. It makes you kind of stand up straight and have better posture. So I think you should wear a heel. Just don't wear heels that are going to kill you so much. So my suggestion would be, like, I wore these underpants the other day. They have a platform. They're very high heel. I think it's like a 5-inch heel. But they have this platform, so it's not killing the ball of my foot. I'm more on a platform, and it's a little bit more even. So this was good. But if I would have been in these for the entire day, they probably would have killed. So keep that in mind. Where are my other shoes? Oh, if you can get away with it, if it's in the summer, then I would wear a wedge, 100%. I don't know what these are called, but I would definitely wear a wedge. You're flat. It's almost like we're walking flat, but you're in a heel and everything looks nicely. So I would wear that. Again, I wouldn't wear a flat. I just don't think that's very presentable. And you've typically bought your work pants or your skirts or whatever to go with heels. So it's going to look different. So you're not going to be as comfortable. Anyway, so yeah, that's all that I have to say about expo. So keep that in mind the next time that you go to an expo or a trade show. The next thing I want to talk about is doing a presentation, whether it's internal or external for business or a meeting. And there's definitely things to keep in mind there. And I mentioned this a little bit at the beginning, but I want to say appeal to your audience. You want to dress very differently. Basically, you're putting your best foot forward. You're wanting somebody to either invest in what you're selling or trust you. So yes, you want to be yourself. You do. But first impressions are everything. So if I know that I'm going to be meeting with a board of, maybe 50 to 60-year-old men, I'm probably going to wear a full suit, something very conservative, a low heel. Jewelry-wise, I'm probably going to wear something conservative, like a David Yurman looking jewelry or Brighton or something like that, pearls. I want to put off the impression that I'm what they view as a working person. And if I showed up in, tights and edgy heels and a tiger necklace, they're probably not going to want to do business with me. So that's important. The other thing is, if you are doing business with young people, if you're in, like dealing with technology or apps or stuff like that, and typically owners of those companies are in their 30s, then you want to dress that way also. They want to look at someone who's kind of cutting edge and who is, ahead of the curve and ahead of fashion. So I would still dress conservatively, but maybe wear something a little bit more edgy that would appeal to a younger demographic. Or maybe, you know, you could definitely add more color when you're working with younger people. That kind of thing. You definitely still want to stay away from the cleavage and the tightness. But, you know, you can kind of show a little bit more fashion forwardness in the way that you dress with a younger crowd. Also, since we're girls, and we know this to be true, if you are trying to appeal to women, do not wear anything that is going to immediately on a first impression make a woman go, who does she think she is? I mean, if you're beautiful and you're knockout bombshell, just be conservative. If you've got like the best body in the world, you don't have to show it to men or women. I mean, you know, keep it classy, keep it, you know, conservative. Again, you kind of want to look like a professional everyman when you go out and give a presentation. You don't want to look like, you know, also you don't want to look like you get paid a lot more than the people that you're talking to. So keep that in mind too. But then you don't want to look like you get paid a lot less. So you just kind of want to be middle of the road. I wouldn't wear crazy designer stuff. I never do in a meeting. I'd never bring a designer bag just because I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I want them to just see me for me and my business for my business. And I don't want to give off the wrong impression. The last thing about giving presentations or going into meetings is definitely be comfortable. So again, if you have a suit and maybe you've gained a couple pounds, that's not the suit that you want to wear to a meeting or a presentation, because people are going to see that. People are going to see that you're uncomfortable. That's going to make you feel unconfident, you know, and you want to feel confident. You want to be putting your best foot forward. So don't wear something tight. Don't wear shoes that are going to kill your feet and you're standing up there and you're going back and forth. And, you know, when your feet hurt, and men will know this less than women, but when your feet hurt, it affects a lot about your body. It affects your posture. It affects, you know, your stamina to stand up there and be comfortable. It affects your back. It gives you headaches sometimes. So that is very important. I would want you to wear something that's, you know, classy, professional, probably a heel, but be comfortable, or something that you're not going to fidget in. Also, you know, keep in mind, it might be very cold where you're going. If you're going to give a presentation for an hour and a half in front of a board, bring a jacket, bring something that, you know, if you get freezing, you can make sure whatever you have on under your suit jacket is something appropriate. Because if you get hot and you want to take it off and you're wearing kind of just like an underneath tank that, you know, maybe is not that flattering, or it's really just there just to be underneath your suit coat. I mean, that's something you're not gonna be able to take that off. And that kind of brings me to another point. You always do want to layer. That's really it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed my video. So basically, at work, you want to keep it classy, keep it comfy. You also want to be yourself. You want to show your personality when you're meeting with people, but you want to appeal to them as an audience and what they're going to respect and what they're going to be interested in. And then don't forget to have kind of an emergency bag at work just in case you get called out to a meeting or a lunch. And as far as expos and presentations and meetings go, you also want to keep that super professional, be very comfortable, and be prepared for weather and for anything that could come up within those scenarios. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you tune in to the next video. The next video is actually going to be about makeup. It's about contouring. So I hope that you guys stay tuned. If you liked this video, please like, share, subscribe. You can go to our Facebook page. It's at www.facebook.com/lifeinthewild. Check out our blog. I'll have more information even on this video in the blog at www.lifeinthewild.com. Definitely subscribe. There's a subscribe button below, and there's a share link below this video in YouTube. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.